Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. My name is Sohum and I'm on a mission to spread peace, love, and positivity through music. Today, I'm going to be giving another triple reaction, and we've got three songs from three different artists. We'll start off first with Patricia the Stripper by Burgh, then Easy Money by Rickie Lee Jones, and lastly Fancy by Reba McEntire. Now, out of all three of these names, the only one that I'm familiar with because of this channel, I've done a few reactions now to Reba McEntire, but otherwise I'm woefully unfamiliar with Burgh and Rickie Lee Jones, so I'm excited to broaden my horizons today, and that is all thanks to Frank the Rhythmic for making this donation request. As always, Frank, it is much appreciated, and your requests help guide the direction for the reactions I do over here. Thank you for dedicating this to everyone who do what they must to survive. Believe me, believe you, there is a lot of survival happening these days rather than thriving. It's unfortunate. Let's try to make the world a better place, one day at a time, one song at a time. Let's jump in.
Dennis is a menace with his "Anyone for tennis?" beseeching me to come and keep the score. And Maud says, "Oh Lord, I'm so terribly bored. I really can't stand it anymore. I'm going out to dinner
Wow.
with a gorgeous singer to a little place I found down by the quay.
Interesting vibe.
Her name is Patricia. She
Bit of
calls
that
herself Delicia.
jazz
And the
piano,
reason isn't very hard
that
to
diner
see.
feel.
She says God made her a sinner just to keep fat men thinner as they tumble down in heaps before her feet. They hang around in groups like battle-weary troops. One can often see them queue right down the street. You see, Patricia, or Delicia, not only is a singer,
Or Delicia.
she also removes all her clothing.
Oh.
For Patricia is the best stripper in town. And with a swing of her hips, she started to strip to tremendous applause. She took off her drawers and with a lick of her lips, she undid all the clips, threw it all in the air, and everybody stared. And as the last piece of clothing fell through the floor, the police were banging on the door. Oh.
It's very pop, very bouncy, also very tongue-in-cheek, which I like. There's this nice humor that kind of coats everything, being in certain moments spoken and in other moments being sung. There's kind of that balance vocally there, which is interesting. And it just immediately puts me into a jazz piano bar. That is the vibe that I'm getting right now. Or one of those old-timey diners. Just, it's a perfect like mini radio play, you know?
The police were banging on the door on a Saturday night, 1924. Take it away, boy.
In 1924, right? That's the Roaring 20s. So I think fits even more.
But poor Patricia,
Kind of like Great
was arrested.
Gatsby sort of
And
vibe.
everyone detested the manner in which she was exposed.
Oh, yep, totally 1920s, because you have the, it's called like the can-can or the river dance. I'm forgetting now.
Patricia was arrested. And everyone detested the manner in which she was exposed. Later on
Exposed to
in
that
court,
double.
well, everybody thought a summer run in jail would be proposed. But the judge said, Patricia, or may I say, Delicia, the facts of this case lie before me. Case dismissed! This girl was in
I love all the innuendo, like all of the facts of the case lie before me, laying down, Patricia laying down, exposed.
This girl was in a working clothes, and with a swing of her hips, she started to strip to tremendous applause. She took off her drawers and with a lick of her lips, she undid all the clips, threw it all in the air, and everybody stared. And as the last piece of clothing fell to the floor, the police were yelling out for more. On a Saturday night in 1924. On a Saturday night in 1924.
That's a fun vibe. I like how I can sort of like pick a little bit of Billy Joel out of everything that I heard here. Though with Billy Joel, I think a lot more of the focus goes to the instrumentation. This song here is all about vibe, setting the stage, telling the story in a fun, tongue-in-cheek kind of way. I like songs that humanize everyone because it's so easy to not exist in the shoes of others because we are we are who we are. We have our biases. We have the social ties that we do. All of us live in one echo chamber or another, whether we know it consciously or not. There's just too many people in the world, and with technology, the ability to connect globally with anybody means, you won't be like everybody else, and that is perfectly fine. It's our duty now to learn how to understand others better and to find wherever the differences may be and, at least understand why they're there. If we can reconcile them, great. If we can find some commonalities and, deal with a lot of that conflict that can arise sometimes in a productive manner, that would be great. But at the very least, just live your own life. You don't have to impose your beliefs on others, especially when it's not hurting anybody. And of course, like the argument to, steel man the opposite side is, well, there are negative externalities that could be considered that mean whatever you are doing in your own life has an indirect negative effect on our lives. But by that logic, literally anything you say and do will impact another. And if you believe in the butterfly effect, then everything is affecting everything at all moments in time and forever into the future as well. We are but human. We are going to err. It is okay. So, really fun song. I don't know why it got me thinking fully in that direction, but hey, great way to start out the morning. Let's jump into Easy Money by Rickie Lee Jones. This will be my first time hearing Rickie Lee. Is that a bit of upright bass?
There was a Joe leaning on the back door. A couple Jills that had their eyes on a couple bills, and the eyes were stating they was waiting to get their hands on some easy money. They flip a dime.
Super jazzy.
Well, I'll take hits this time. One step up, one step back, one loosened her shoulder strap. She couldn't
I'm liking this just relaxed, swaggy delivery.
up, one step back, one loosened her shoulder strap. She couldn't speak, her knees got weak. Oh, she could almost taste it. Easy money. There was this old black cow was sitting in an old black Cadillac, and Joe smelled sweet, so she curls up at her boyfriend's feet. She says, I got a plan. Listen, Sam, how'd you like to make some of that easy money? Oh, he say yes. Oh, yes. Just tell me what you want me to do. She says, baby,
what is that little sound, that bum bum? That instrument, it's almost like when you go to a Buddhist temple and the monk will take the sounding bowl and kind of take that, copper cylinder thing and create the nice resonant sound. It's very grounding. It's a very calming sound. But it adds this unexpected brightness to this track because the bass is not a very bright instrument, and the vocal performance here, it's breathy and more relaxed rather than poppy and in your face and very, high up there.
Baby, you can trust me, oh baby, but you must be hiding in my room with a quarter to 2. Well, I can't tell the boy, come on up to the room and play with my toys in it. But the jury set the date and she wasn't gonna sit around and wait. But this guy was wise to all of the lies, and he flies out the door with easy money. Oh, because there ain't no man who got the money in his hand, who got any of that bread by being slow in the head, the easier it looks.
Slow in a that I don't know how to describe that. It's a bit like she throws the melody out there, da 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 da, and it comes, back like a boomerang.
Slow in the head, the easier it looks, the harder it hooks. There ain't no such thing as easy money.
I really like this, actually.
We say yeah, oh yeah.
This is probably my favorite of the two we heard so far.
Saturday night there was a terrible fight between two dames who was losing the same game. It wasn't clear, but I hear that somebody was looking for some easy money.
Easy money. Super satisfying. And interestingly, on the channel we've actually been visiting more jazz, and I've been seeing more comments just about bringing jazz to this channel, and the few jazz reactions that I do tend to do rather well. It's a genre that I love, but I need to treat with a very open mind because long ago I was in jazz band. I was a trumpet player, and I was not all in on music like I am these days. So I was kind of closed-minded even to the music that I was playing, and despite having the experience of being in jazz band and performing pieces and playing along with other musicians, granted I was rather young, all things considered, but I couldn't properly appreciate music like this because this kind of music, even though I was in jazz, never really surfaced for me. I was doing a lot more like concert jazz, if that makes sense, which is its own world, and there's a lot of amazing music there, but it's a lot less accessible than something like this. This is the kind of jazz that I wish I had heard all the way back when, because I think I would have reached that level of appreciation that I have for it now sooner. But definitely I'm down on the channel to do more reactions to jazz, and hopefully also improve my knowledge of music theory and I guess exposure to more diverse musical arrangements, because man, there is so much complexity that this genre has to offer, but with tracks like this that are more simple in the jazz world, it still hits. It still has so many elements that I don't necessarily hear all the time in the majority of what I will listen to and that's recommended to me. So yeah, a lot of good praise for this song and Rickie Lee Jones. Let's check out the last one today. This one is Fancy by Reba McEntire. I believe she's on The View. She looks like one of the hosts.
Well, I remember it all very well. Looking back, it was the summer I turned 18. We lived in a one-room run-down shack on the outskirts of New Orleans. We didn't have money for food or rent, to say the least. We were hard-pressed. And Mama spent every last penny we had to buy me a dancing dress.
You hear that like southern drawl? Oh.
Curl my hair and she painted my eyes to dance.
But you can always turn it on like that.
To a satin dancing dress, I had a split from the side, clean up to my hips. It was red velvet trimming and it fit me good. Standing back from the looking glass, there stood a woman where a half-grown kid had stood. She said, "Here's your one chance, fancy, don't let me down."
Wow, I like that harmony.
She said, "Here's your one chance, fancy, don't let me down." Mama, that little bit of perfume on my neck, then she kissed my cheek. And then I saw the tears welling up in her troubled eyes when she started to speak.
What a storyteller too.
She looked at a pitiful shack and
Wow,
then she looked.
in like 30 seconds, no, not even. There was like one person standing up here before. It motivated 2 or 3 others to stand up, and now we have the entire room standing.
And then she
Look at that.
me and took a
In
rapid
20
breath.
seconds.
She said, "Your pa's turned off and I'm real sick and the baby's gonna starve to death."
It's like his power of the mob, right?
She blocked to said that thine own self be true. And I sure that's a watched the roads crawl across the toe of my high shoe. It sounded like somebody else that was talking, asking, "Mama, what do I do?" She said, "Just be nice to the gentleman, Fancy. They'll be nice to you." And she said, "Here's your one chance, Fancy, don't let me down." She said, "Here's your one chance, Fancy, don't let me down. Lord, forgive me for what I do. But if you won't ever accept me, now don't let me down. Now your mama's gonna do you uptown." Well, that was the last time I saw my mom the night I left that rickety shack. The welfare people came and took the baby. Mama died and I ain't been back. But
my
the
gosh.
wheels of fate it started to turn, and for me there was no way out. It wasn't very long till I knew exactly what my mama been talking about. I knew what I had to do when I made myself this solemn vow, that I was gonna be a lady someday, though I didn't know when or how. But I couldn't see spending the rest of my life with my head hung down in shame. You know I might have been born just plain white trash, but Fancy was on my name. And she said, "Here's your one chance, Fancy, don't let me down."
Wow.
She said, "Here's your one chance, Fancy, don't let."
Is that Dakota Fanning? I know there's some familiar faces in this audience here. And this is 2006, so what, 19 years ago? I'm now having to like, oh God, I am so out of sync with celebrity culture, but I love good actors, and Dakota, she started out very young, and the first movie I ever saw her in was Man on Fire with Denzel Washington. Anyways.
Fancy, don't let me down. She said, "Here's your one chance, Fancy, don't let me down." It wasn't long after up an Emily man took me in off the streets. And 1 week later I was pouring his tea and I found
Like, I know there's these faces, like I've seen them before, but I'm bad with faces and names right now. And maybe in general.
I charmed a king, a congressman, and an occasional aristocrat. And then I got me a Georgia mansion in an elegant New York townhouse flat. I ain't done bad, I ain't done bad.
The dollies of the world.
Now in this world there's a lot of
We love Dolly
self-righteous
Parton.
hypocrites that call me bad. Criticize a mother for turning me out no matter how little it had. But no, ain't I had to worry about nothing for now for 15 years. Well, I can still hear the desperation in my poor mama's voice ringing in my ear. Here's your one chance, Fancy, don't let me down. She said, "Here's your one chance, Fancy, don't let me down. Lord, forgive me for what I do. Baby, you won't ever accept me. You, I know she did.
Wow, look at that stage. And that theater. Oh, that was unnecessarily loud. I like that performance a lot from Reba. I'm not sure if this is her original song or not, because I remember hearing some of these lyrics before sung elsewhere. I'm not quite sure where though, because if I'm recalling this, the story behind this song is it's like something to do with like a mother and daughter, a rags to riches kind of story. But basically, the mom is saying to the daughter in one way or another, hey, if you can marry somebody who's rich, that can be your ticket out of this life of poverty, the cycle that we're kind of stuck in now. And it's an unconventional approach, to be sure, and highly, I would say, controversial. I guess it depends on the perspective you take on it. Because oftentimes, like in our society, we view independence as a very, very important thing, being able to be financially independent and without having to rely on another or exchange one thing for another. We'd rather just have it all, right? Have our cake and eat it too. But in the instances of generational cycles of poverty that keep certain classes and peoples oppressed for so long, some of the only ways to break those socioeconomic barriers is to literally marry out of your position. And, you know, this is not like the most pretty topic to discuss in general, but like if you even look outside of the United States, for example, there are so many countries and cultures. Like I come from India, or at least my parents come from India, and that in that culture there is so much happening with the caste system, which is criminalized now but still exists culturally, marrying into and out of families to get out of poverty one way or the other. And can you fault the people trying to marry out of poverty? Probably not. Can you criticize the people who are taking advantage of people in those situations? Absolutely. And there's so many different nuances within that larger conversation that need to be explored, and had my knowledge on all of it is frankly more surface level. But it's interesting that a song like this was performed and, you know, maybe popularized in and around 2006. I wonder how this song would perform today in the world of 2025, whatever the cultural climate that we exist within now. As somebody who cares very deeply about the way that thoughts and ideas are perceived in the world, and as it relates to technology and information dissemination and all that good stuff, that is a very interesting question for me to at least ask. If you have those answers or really want to share anything else, you can please do so in the comments below. But that's all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed the reaction. If you did and would like to request one yourself, there is the first link in the description box below. But as always, my friends, have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care and peace.